So I just wanted to talk about porn addiction and sort of the enormous problem I feel it is in our world these days. We're so bombarded with sexual imagery, with the internet these days. You can't even get on the internet without, just being bombarded with all these sexual images, all these things. We're so conditioned that we're just used to it. It's just like, oh, this is a normal thing. All this stimulation, that's sending my mind in a million directions at once and really being used to sell me things. That's a whole other issue, but it's a huge problem in our society. So why is porn so unhealthy? So when you look at porn, you're connecting with that person sexually. On some level, you are sending your energy to them. When you're with a lover, you're connecting, your energy's coming together, and it's a beautiful thing when you're with a lover and you're there physically in their presence. Someone you know and trust, hopefully. But when it's someone you don't know, someone far away, someone who's likely a very imbalanced individual, you are connecting with their energy. You are connecting with that person on some level. But the thing is, it's a bit of a false connection, and so you're sending your energy to them, but you're not getting anything back from that. So if you're looking at porn, which in itself is very unhealthy, but if you're masturbating and ejaculating, then you're losing your life force. You are sending it out into a black hole from which it will never return to you. You are not getting anything back from that. And it's addictive. We all kind of have, I think what it is really is this. There's just this emptiness in our lives, and we're trying to fill it with something. We want connection. We all want connection. We all want to be loved. And when you look at porn, you're getting this false sense of connecting with something, and it's really imbalancing. It also gives you, I feel it gives you false expectations. Porn to me is so these sexual. We're watching these actors do these sexual acts who probably have no connection to each other at all. It's so out of context to me within the realm of like balanced relationships and love and what in my opinion that should be, and so you're kind of putting these expectations of these sexual acts. So when you're with a partner, like, oh, let's do this, and then maybe they're it's just very imbalancing, and I think it can cause a loss of confidence in men. It can cause lethargy, just in general, feeling unmotivated, because you're just, it's almost like an opiate for you. You're getting something from it. You're getting some dopamine release in your brain or whatever a little bit, but you're being drained of so much energy, like a drug, and you're just addicted to that short little high you get, but so much of your energy's gone by it, and you don't have the energy, to be confident, to be active and really working hard and pursuing your true goals when you're just living in this haze of weird sexual connection to porn. And it can also make you almost afraid of real women, because you get comfortable in this zone of like, oh, well, I'm just, I have this porn, it's always there, so you may lack that real confidence to approach women and talk to women and have authentic relationships in your life. And I think it can also destroy relationships as well. I know of people who, they're in relationships, but they're still looking at porn. I think this is a pretty common thing. And what happens, this goes back to the issue of sort of connecting your energy to something else. So you're in this relationship with a person, but you're also, you're sexually connected to them, but then you're also sending your sexual energy out to these, these porn images, these false people, and it creates this weird sort of tangled ties, and your energy is just being scattered, and you may not even be as attracted to the person because of it. I have friends actually who've told me that they spent so much time looking at porn when they were finally with a partner, they couldn't even get an erection. They felt they had to have that, that excess stimulation of porn to get an erection. And that's obviously a problem. It can cause erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation. So I'm guessing if you're watching this, then it's because this is an issue that has affected you in your life or is affecting you now. So what do we do about this? How do you rid yourself of this possibly very deep addiction? For me personally, because this is something I went through in my life, I was a teenage boy And it's almost like it's just like the normal in our society to be looking at porn and ejaculating to it like, oh, well, it's just the way it is. And so I went through this myself and eventually overcame it, and I'm very glad I did so. For me, it was when I was getting into yoga, meditation, qigong especially, that when I started to really become balanced within myself, balanced with my energy, that I felt less of a need to be pulling things from the outside world into myself to try to fill myself. And I started to realize just how all these different things were affecting me so much. Kind of like when I quit drinking alcohol because I realized it was just stealing my soul and draining my energy basically. Once I stopped drinking, I realized, you start noticing just how much drinking there is going on around you. It's just so socially acceptable to, be drinking all the time. Similar with pornography, it's almost like socially acceptable to be a porn addict, And once you quit these things, you realize how much of a problem they are and just how deeply rooted in our society they are. So for me, getting into these practices really helped cultivating my own energy, and then especially these semen retention. I teach semen retention and conscious sexuality, and so when you're no longer just ejecting your life force in the world around, because sexual energy it's life, it's what creates everything. You were just your father's sperm and your mother's egg combined, and those two forces grew into this body you have. It just kept multiplying, growing and growing. That's incredible energy, and if you're just tossing this energy away into the world around you every day, then you're just going to grow old and die, really. Like, when you start to harness this energy and contain this energy and work with it, and then you can manifest anything. You have all this power to work from, and you're not just tossing it away. Suddenly you'll become a lot more magnetic, a lot more radiant. People will notice this. People will be more attracted to you, and not in an egotistical way. Just you will be a shining example to those around you if you control and contain your sexuality and work with it instead of being controlled by it. Another thing that can help, I feel, is to learn something or to grow, develop a skill in something in your life. Whether it's learning a musical instrument, learning a martial art, starting a business, whatever, anything that you can keep improving yourself in, I feel is crucial. In general, is crucial to keep growing and expanding ourselves. When you're learning new skills, growing things, it's rewarding and it keeps you motivated, it keeps you going, and you need positive things to be putting your energy into, or else you may develop these, addictions to things to try to fulfill yourself, whether it's drugs or porn, whatever, I think that's a big part of the root of these addictions, is not having something else that's fulfilling us in our life, Also, authentic relationships with people is very beneficial, whether it's friends or a lover, whatever, these are things that will really help. So, I hope this video has helped you in some way or inspired you. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. I have other videos on semen retention and multi-orgasmic non-ejaculatory practices, so if this resonates with you, feel free to check those out.